There are three best practices for teaching diverse learners that I came up with. The first practice is to be clear with your expectations and discipline. The second best practice is to be consistent and fair with all students and apologize when you mess up. And the third best practice is to build positive relationship with each student. As educators, it is our job to ensure that we create a safe and comfortable environment for our students, build a mutual respect with them, so that our classrooms can become effective learning environments for everyone. So, how do we do this as educators? First and foremost, we need to make sure our rules and expectations are clear and communicated to the students. That way, they know coming into your classroom that it is a place for learning, for nothing else. Practice is to be consistent and fair with each student, regardless of which class they come from. And when you make a mistake, apologize. This will help with relationship building later on with the students. The third practice is to build a positive relationship with your students. Without a positive relationship, your students will not trust you or work for you. And that is the goal of the education world. This course and my practicum observation have given me many tools that I can bring back to my own classroom, including using humor to dispel a potentially hazardous situation, similar to Casey's where he brought his phone to class. This could have erupted into a serious situation if not for Miss Patterson's quick thinking. For relationship building, one of the goals that I've set for myself is to implement 2-minute talks with my students. This gives a dedicated amount of time to each of my students to talk about whatever they wish to that's going on in their lives for 2 minutes. Another goal I've set for myself is to share more of myself with my students and confide in them when appropriate. If I don't go overboard with this will help with relationship building and help the students realize that I am in fact human and like them. Another goal that I've set for myself is to observe more teachers. By observing my peers quarterly, I'd like to get 2 in each quarter, I can find more practices to implement in my own classroom for interacting with students. Another goal is for me to have my students continue to set goals for their own education, which will give them autonomy and control over their own futures. We also teach the glass castle at the junior level at my school, so I'd like to pull in some resources from Dr. Ruby K. Payne and maybe do a poverty simulation in connection to that to show students how difficult it is for a particular individual to rise above poverty. And last but not least, I want to drive the point home that education, education, education is the only way to rise above poverty.